I talked to a lot of parents of athletes, and I heard
Mhm.
you say that you were an athlete in your younger days.
Yeah,
Do you see anything in the trends and the way that the mindset has changed over the years from the times like when you were playing sports to like what you know now and what you would say to parents of athletes out there?
I think it's really changed, honestly. There was no discussion of nutrition or, um, fueling your body kind of thing. When I played field hockey and ice hockey growing up, and in high school and in college, and I loved it. And I think today, I mean, I know they just had an article in our paper, in our local paper, about a couple of high schoolers. There's a nutrition company that opened up, and a couple of high schoolers, they interviewed them about their sports people and how they went to this place to kind of buff up their nutrition and how it helps their game. But I think for sure it's changed because look at the professional athletes. I mean,
Yeah.
when I was growing up, like some of the hockey players were drinking beers in the locker room.
This is true. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And now you
You're
have,
right.
you have all of these high powered, but hugely like performing athletes very seriously paying attention to their nutrition.
Yeah.
So I think it's a wonderful time for kids to get a handle on that.
Yeah, yeah, and it definitely is a time where you can help them as athletes, you can help them realize like they are in tune to their body and they want to perform. So
Right.
what are all the things that tie into that? And it goes back to those building blocks, right? The sleep,
Yeah.
nutrition.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Understanding that at our core, where our body, not really, I guess you could call it a machine, but we need to take care of it for it to really, especially during sports, like optimal performance. And so when kids really start to understand that what they do and the choices they make affect their actual body, it's really powerful for them to step into that.
Yeah. What do you do? I have one that's she's 18 now, and two of them were pretty picky growing up. One of them remains very picky. And it's hard. I've tried to be for a very short time the you're gonna eat what's on your plate, and it ruined dinner. Like,
Yeah.
and I'd rather sit and talk and have a great conversation than have that crying kid at the table that just won't finish their vegetables. What's your advice to parents that have a really picky kid?
Two things. I agree with you. Like, you do not want to make the table. Family dinner is one of the most special. And actually, like, there's so much scientific data that shows that eating as a family, if people want to go to, I think it's called familydinnerproject.org. Oh my gosh, it is lower rates of anxiety, depression, higher academic performance, higher verbal testing in little kids, less teen pregnancy, less drug use, less obesity, more vegetable intake in parents and kids. I mean, the list of benefit, the simple act of, well, it's not so simple in today's world, I guess, but the act of prioritizing eating together as a family is so powerful for both the parents and the kids. Yeah, it would be a shame to ruin that by pressuring someone to eat something that they really resist. I would offer, this is what I would do. You're making dinner for everybody. You want to include something that that child is definitely going to eat. Then I would offer things to the whole table. And if they choose to not do that, then I would let that go, to tell you the truth. If they bump into problems growing, or poor weight gain or vitamin deficiencies, things like that, then you're going to have to take a few more, maybe a few more steps in there. My sister has a son who it was like that. He really only liked to eat ziti. He just was a guy. He ate ziti and bagels, and
Yeah,
yeah. And
that's
but then
my
but he's also like almost a state champion wrestler in New York State. So,
wow.
he did drink some protein powder stuff when he got older, but he won't eat meat even to this day. He's now 26, 27, and he's still a guy who's like eating plain ziti.
it happens. And I feel like
Yeah.
that's where my 18-year-old is. And then the other one who's 21 that was picky growing up, it wasn't me that switched him. It was when he had a girlfriend and he was too embarrassed to say he wouldn't eat. And then he came home and I was like, I didn't know you ate that. Well,
Yeah.
we figured that one out. And
There you go.
the world took care of that one for us. So,
And your child may expand their palate, you know.
yeah.
I don't know if they've ever traveled to Europe, but if they travel to Europe where the food tastes so different there, that
Yeah.
might be like, oh, I do actually like tomatoes because they taste completely different than they do here, you know.
Yeah.
So don't give up. Yeah.
No, never.
And it's not a character flaw. There's not something wrong. That, you know, it's just it's sometimes just so hard to explain what's going on. But to me, the biggest, just the connection. You want to remain connected to them and accepting of that. And, you know, okay, this is where we're at.
I've never seen the Family Dinner Table Project, but it resonates so much